Hello everybody, it's Maikito. As always, I will go over how the video went at the end of the video. But when it comes to tomorrow's slate, there's still a couple games. A video a little later, I had work. I also have work tomorrow in the morning. So I will have to try to add more added plays. But in the scenario that I don't, you know why. Better just get straight into the picks. My first pick is Lois Openda to go higher than 3 shots. Playing at home for Belgium, going up against Israel. He averaged 4.01, well, pretty much 4 shots per 90 in the Bundesliga last season. And now he finally gets to be the lone striker now that Lukaku hasn't been called up to the squad. I expect him to be the solo striker, which is how Belgium usually plays. The only other striker that's in the squad is a Castagne, and I definitely see Openda starting over him. So he'll get all the passes, he'll get all the service that Belgium provides. And Belgium is still a team that shoots the ball a lot. He'll get passes from De Bruyne, who's a great passer. Doku, a very underrated playmaker as well. Bakayoko as well, another underrated player. And Israel do not have a good defense, and especially when they're away from home. In the games that they played, Iceland played away to Israel, and they took 15 shots. Andorra, who played at home, who's a horrible attack, still managed to get 7 shots on them. Romania played away to them, took 18 shots, and then Switzerland also played away from against them, took 16, and then they played Kosovo at home. Kosovo played at home, and they took 13 shots. So they're not a good defensive team. Belgium, who's a high possession team, will take a lot of shots, and I expect Openda to take at least 3 of them. Like I said, now that Lukaku's there, he's a person that loves to shoot the ball, and now he's gonna get all the service. His purpose is going to be to shoot the ball and get those plays off from the service that he's going to get from his teammates. And now that they're playing at home, I like this mark. I like Lois Openda to go higher than 3 shots. My next play is his teammate Timothy Castagne to go higher than 43.5 passes, playing at home for Belgium, going up against Israel. As long as Belgium get around 55% of the ball, which I expect them to, I have a really good feeling that this hits. I feel like this is too low of a mark. Against Ukraine, Belgium has 60% of the ball. He had win over with 55 passes. They have 55% of the ball against Romania. He went right under with 40, but that was because they were playing a three center backs and then the 2 left wing back and right wing back. So essentially a 5 back. So he wasn't getting a lot of the ball because whenever they played in defense, they played to the 3 center backs instead of him. And even then, he went right under with 40. I expect this game to where they play 4 defenders in the back, so he'll get a lot more of the ball. And then they had 60% of the ball against Slovakia. He went over with 51% of the ball, with 51 passes, sorry. And Israel have not gone up against a good team, especially one that has high possession of the ball. They play weak opposition. The closest that they've had to a team like Belgium is Switzerland, and Switzerland is a good team. When Switzerland played them at home, they had 69% of the ball, and when they played them away, they had 50% of the ball. And he'll link up with the wingers, with like Bakayoko, and with the midfielders as well, because he is the fullback that will be pushing up forward. So he's gonna be there to link in the attack, link in the midfield, and also link whenever they're defending the ball and they want to play the ball up. So I just think this is too low of a mark, and I think they're overestimating how much Israel's going to have possession of the ball because they seem to have higher possession, but it's because they haven't played against a team like Belgium, two good teams that play high possession of the ball. So I just think this mark is too low. I like Timothy Castagne to go higher than 43.5 passes. My next prop, not sure if I'm pronouncing his name right, but it is Jon Thorsteinsson to go higher than 1.5 shots, playing at home for Iceland, going up against Montenegro. He averaged 2.3 shots per 90 last season in the Belgian league, which is already over this mark, which is what we like to see. And in the 2023-2024 Euro qualifier, he averaged 2.44 shots per 90. He plays on the left side as a winger, and he cuts it on his right, and he shoots that way. So it's an easy way for him to get his shots off as well. Just being able to cut in and shoot doesn't take that much space for them to be able to take those shots. We need him to do it at least twice. And in the away games that Montenegro have played, they gave 20 shots to Belgium, 14 to Hungary, 19 to Serbia, and 14 to Lithuania. So they're not a good team that they allow a lot of shots to opponents. And now they're playing against Iceland, and this is going to be the best matchup that they're going to have when it comes to their group. This is going to be the game that they need to take advantage of, especially at home, because the other 2 teams are Turkey and Wales, and it's going to be very hard for Iceland and for John to get those shots off and get possibly a win against Montenegro. So they need to take advantage of this matchup, be aggressive, and I think 1.5 is a good mark to take Jon Thorsteinsson to go higher than 1.5 shots. The last player prop that I like so far is Maximiliano Araujo to go higher than 1.5 shots, playing at home for Uruguay, going up against Paraguay. He went over in 3 out of the 5 games in the Copa America and averaged 2.21 shots in that tournament per 90. And he only was able to play 2 games, one off the bench in the Liga MX because he did move to Sporting Lisbon. And in those 2 games, he took 4 shots, averaging 3.5 per 90. So it's not like he's not a shooter or anything. He does shoot. In that game with those 4 shots that he took, 2 was with his right and 2 was with his left. So he's willing to shoot with either foot, which is good for us. And when he played in the Copa America, he took 6 with his left, 2 with his right, and 3 of them were headers. So he's versatile as well, which is what we like to see. He'll shoot with whatever he's given the opportunity to. And Paraguay are not a good defense. Paraguay and away games that they've played gave Brazil 17, Colombia 11, Chile 13, and when I mentioned before, Chile is not a good attack. You just saw how bad they did against Argentina. And in Argentina against Paraguay took 15 shots, so they allow a lot of shots. They're a very defensive team. They just try to go for draws for the most part, and even then, they still allow a lot of shots. So we just need him to take 2. And Uruguay would like to play a 4-2-3-1 with him being the left cam / left winger, and he can take him with either one of his feet. So he's a versatile winger. He's not like he's going to be playing some type of defensive role. He's going to be playing up in the attack. And Paraguay needs points. They need to try at least to be aggressive because they barely have any points if they want to qualify for the World Cup. There's plenty of spaces to qualify for, so they need to try to get a result. So I expect them to be even more vulnerable in the defense. So I like Maximiliano Araujo to go higher than 1.5 shots. Before I get into the picks, I want to give a shout out to my partner, Underdog Fantasy. You can use code Maikito in the description. They'll match your first deposit up to $100. And not just that, for celebrating the NFL kicking off, they are being absolutely generous, and they're going to be having a full week of just promos, specials every day. For example, right now they have Travis Kelce, which is a free pick that'll be going on all week long. And starting on Monday, they're going to be giving 3 10% profit boost tokens that you can use on Monday. Then the next day, on Tuesday, is going to be a no sweat day where you'll be able to win your money back in credit. So if you lose your money on the bet that day that you make, you'll get your money back in general. Then it's Vulture Protection Wednesday, which the running backs are protected from touchdown vultures. And then on Thursday, which is NFL kickoff, they're going to be giving you a 30% profit boost token that you can use on a bet that day. And then on Friday, they're going to be having a mystery promo. So that's just going to be something that they could be a free pick. It could be profit boost. It could be money bag. It could be anything on that Friday. Then on that Saturday, they're going to be giving 4 college football discounts that you can use that they're going to be putting out there throughout the whole day. And then on Sunday, they're going to be giving a free pick. So there's going to be a lot of promos this whole next week coming up to celebrate college starting up again. So it's a great way to get into Underdog if you're not there. Again, you can use call Maikito in the description if you want to use that and you're interested. So thank you, Underdog, and hopefully we can all make a lot of money this next week with NFL starting up. Before I get into the next picks, just want to mention I do have the YouTube membership for those that are interested. It's for those I want to get the content out early before anybody else. And I also want to give a quick question for those that are members. If there's anything else you guys want to suggest that I can provide for you guys. Like as of now, members really is the main good way to support the channel and again get the content out early. But if there's anything else that you guys think I could provide for you guys, please let me know. I'm always open to suggestions. If you want to leave it in the comments, if you want to join the free Discord, also that I have linked in the description, you can message me privately there. For those that are members again, or even people that aren't members, and maybe there's a reason why you haven't joined, or there's something you're thinking about it and you would like something added. I'm open to suggestions. Just go ahead, like I said, leave them in the comments. Let me know. I'm willing to hear you guys out as always. And then I also have my Underdog, my Fliff, my PrizePicks, my Cashapp, all linked in the description if you want to use those. And I really appreciate anybody who supports me in any way. My first moneyline play is the Belgium -1.5 against Israel. They have a more reliable striker in Openda. I did like Lukaku. I know a lot of people didn't like him, but I actually do like him. But Openda's just much more reliable and is much more informed and playing in a higher level in my opinion. So they have a more reliable striker in Openda. They have youthful wingers. They have good wingers that have full of energy with Doku and Bakayoko. They have a good defense, and they Belgium only conceded 2 goals in the 4 games that they played in the Euros. They struggled in the attack, but again, they missed a lot of chances, and a lot of it was Lukaku, so I expect it to change. They scored 22 goals and only conceded 4 in 8 games in the Euro qualification, so they averaged 2.75 goals scored, which is almost 3, and conceded 0.5 goals, so only conceded every other game. So there's a good chance Israel might not even score in the first place, and I like the chances that Belgium can score more than 1. And Israel scored and conceded both 11, so they scored 11, conceded 11, and 10 games in the qualification, so they will concede, and they might not even score, and this is going to be Belgium's best matchup in their group by far. They need to take advantage of the goal difference that they want to try to get against Israel, because their next games would be against France and against Italy. So again, especially with that they have a healthy De Bruyne, which doesn't happen often, they need to take advantage of this matchup. They need to take advantage of Doku being there, Openda. This is just the best matchup they're going to have in general in this qualifications. So like the Belgium -1.5 against Israel. My next prop is the France money line against Italy. They're arguably the best team in the world. They almost won the World Cup. They played 7 games. Italy and France have played each other 7 times since 2006. I know it's all the way back, but it's just to show you history in general. Since 2006, they've only played 7 times, but just to show you history. And France has won 4 of them, drew 2 of them, and they've only lost 1. And Italy conceded in all 4 games in the Euros. They conceded against Albania, Croatia, Switzerland, and Spain. So it's not like they have a good defense or anything. And Italy are not a major force anymore. It's not like they used to be. Even when they won the Euros 2 Euros ago, they still had capable players. They had good defenders. They still had, I believe, Bonucci. Chiesa had a great tournament. They still had good players, but now they're not a major force. They don't have any leaders like Bonucci there anymore. They don't have any big names, especially up in the attack. They couldn't score against Spain. They couldn't score against Switzerland. And now they're playing away from home against France, who have a great defense. And even though they sometimes struggle to score in the Euros, they always seem to find a way to win. And I expect the same thing to happen here. I just think France just have a much better team, much better high-quality team. They have more leaders. They still have Conte in the midfield. It's going to be a great defensive force. Obviously, they have Mbappe. They have Dembele. They just have a great team, and I like the France money line against Italy. The last money line that I like, I briefly spoke on it earlier, and it's the Uruguay money line against Paraguay. They're just a much better team, and a similar matchups that Uruguay had in the Copa America. They scored 3 against Panama, they scored 5 against Bolivia, and they scored 2 against Canada. And in that game with Canada, they didn't really play all of their starters because it was a 3rd place game, and they were still able to score 2. And without counting that Canada game, because like I said, it was the 3rd place game where they didn't play a lot of their starters, they only conceded 2 goals in the 5 games that they played in that Copa America. And Paraguay have only scored 1 goal in 6 games in their qualifications, while they have also only conceded 3. You could go either way. It just shows you that they do not really ever score. They just try to go for defense, and that's not going to work against Uruguay because they have a lot of great midfielders and attackers that can break down that Paraguay defense, especially when they're playing Uruguay away from home. And in the qualifications, Uruguay have played 3 home games. They have won all 3 of those games, and they have great players with Valverde, Nunez, Araujo I mentioned earlier, underrated baller in De La Cruz that no one ever talks about. They have Balestri on the wing as well. So I think they have a much better team, great attack, great defense, great midfield. And I think Paraguay's defense that they've had so far is not going to work against Uruguay. I just like Uruguay's team overall much better. So I like Uruguay money line against Paraguay. Quickly going over last video's picks. When it comes to the money lines, I swept those. Sweden money line and the Portugal money line, they both hit, so swept those. When it comes to the player prop ones, it was a 4-3 day. I had one that I played with Lamine Yamal that hit. Gyökeres hard in 2.5 shots. That one hit within like the first half, like the first 30 minutes he hit. Martinez lower than saves and Arias higher on saves. That one hit as well. And then the ones that missed were just unfortunate. Bruno, like I said, Portugal won. He had an assist, and that was the only chance shot assisted that he had. He ended with 1. Lewa, he took a penalty. He had 2 shots. He needed 1 more. He got subbed out, so that was unfortunate as well. 2 hooks there. And then Normand, both teams struggled. Honestly, he just didn't even have a clearance at all, which was very surprising. So player props went 4-3, swept the money line. So it was a 6-3 day. So overall, it was still a decent day. Not a bad day at all. So we'll take those days. But other than that, I hope everybody has a good day. Like the video, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, do all that. You can join the free Discord, link in the description. Like I mentioned before, if you have any suggestions, member or not a member, on how I can improve or something I can add on to those, or just anything you want to suggest, you can drop in the comments. Message me personally on Discord. Just anything, just let me know. But other than that, I hope everybody has a good night, a good day, and we can cash out tomorrow.